Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker! Last time, we infiltrated the pirate stronghold in hopes of finding the whereabouts of the ship that contains Nehru's flame. Unfortunately, we found no such thing. All we found was some lame wreckage that Fi was able to infuse into our dowsing ability, which points out the ship's whereabouts to us. I know, how disappointing. This time, we are setting sail in hopes of seeing if that can locate the ship for us. But before we do, let us let our beetle take flight once more. For, if you take it over to this candy cane / tower, you will find a silver rupee. Go over to tower number 2, and there is, yep, another silver rupee. Curve around to tower number 3, and you guessed it, another silver rupee. But don't count your chickens quite yet, for tower number 4 is kind of a cheapskate. It doesn't have a silver rupee or anything of value on top of it, or anything at all, much less anything of value. So, you don't even get a redundant explanation out of it, it's just disappointing. But still, 300 rupees is nothing to sneeze at, and speaking of it being nothing to sneeze at, if you have not risen the jaw of the pirate stronghold yet, there will be 300 rupees in its nostrils instead of there. Kind of a nice little tip, it's good money, it's not overly helpful at this point. I also just scared away a Sansicada, so now I feel kind of bad about myself, even though I just got 300 rupees. I'm gonna kill the mood, me, and bugs too. Let's set sail, let's get out of this horrible place. So, me ship wasn't here either, vroom. Zert, vweet, you found a clue. You know the place, some kind of thing called dowsing, vroom. That's amazing, foo weep. This time, we'll definitely find my ship, voo-woot. Ready to set sail, fweep, to sea. Your grandmother, who probably isn't even actually aboard that ship. That was kind of lame even for my standards, again with me bringing that down. That was almost as bad as the wrist strap thing, I'm sorry. How are we gonna search this whole huge sea, vroom? I have no choice but to ask you to do it for me, Berzert, so get cracking, fweep. There is a high probability that the ship is currently hidden from our view, fweep, but if we attack it, then we might catch a glimpse of it, zert. To the invisible boatmobile, yes! So we are setting sail, and the ship is kind of ever moving while you're out here. So check your dowsing occasionally. You can steer the ship, but it's a little bit awkward if you can't see where you're going, and wow. These spumes are just having a party. They're hopping all over the place. They shoot weak bubbles not at us. Like, I've never had them ever seriously hit me even one time, so I think I can let them live for that, just because they look like they're having so much fun just hopping around all over the place. I like it whenever you have loads of wildlife or loads of enemies just bopping around. It makes everything feel so alive, and it's pretty cute, too. These explosive barrels are also kind of cute. I can't really explain why, just the red color and like the white. I don't know. I know that they're deadly. I know that they're supposed to be menacing and all that stuff, but I don't know. I just find them kind of cute somehow. Gonna keep going this way. And, oh. You do die to me hitting you with my ship. Some frogs, I think, asexually reproduce, so it shouldn't really hit your population too badly. I could be completely making that up because, as we have all learned by this point, I tend to be very wrong about things dealing with animals. A biologist, I am not, which is kind of funny because I did kind of want to be one in high school. Hey, I didn't think we were actually going to hit that. Did you see it? Fweep, that's me ship. Vroom. We must pursue, bzzzt, and keep pounding it with the cannon. Zert. I'll be careful not to exert myself, but let's. Am I ramming into it? Oh my God, I am! It came toward me, and I missed it completely. Okay, this way perhaps. Somewhere. Okay, now it's over there. For being a gigantic ship in a relatively tiny body of water for how big of a body of water a ship like that would need, combined with the fact that, you know, there's rocks everywhere that it could easily capsize if it hit, it moves a lot faster than you'd think. You kind of have to keep checking it with dowsing, and it can be a little bit awkward, but just hit it 3 times and that's it. And that looks super cool. Oh my God, it looks like it's like about to storm with the color of the sky together with the color of the sea. That's neat. And now I bid you welcome, me hearties, aboard the Sandship. It's so fun using ship terminology. I wish I knew more of it, though, but again, I didn't exactly grow up near a whole lot of water. I was in the desert most of my existence. here we are, where we're going to find Nehru's flame. Starting off, we got barrels, and you know what that means. Good stuff inside, right? Barrels, why have you betrayed me? I compliment you as the single best thing in the surface world for so long, and you have nothing whatsoever for me. Not even anything of value. Could have given me worthless jelly blobs? Nope, even though you're not even capable of dropping those still. You're just that much of a disappointment. That one didn't have anything either. What is of more use, however, is that they give you a stool right away. I think they knew that you were probably going to have a lot of your health drained by the pirate fortress, so you might as well take this right now. It's really nice and easy. They give this to you at the start of it. Also got ourselves another one of these bird statues that doesn't look like any bird I've ever seen, but it's there. And now we're going to be going below deck. I think you've caught on now that this is the dungeon of Lanayru Sansea, and oh boy, does it not disappoint. Sansea has been great up to this point. It's been kind of cool going around sailing. We had Skipper's Retreat, which was a great area. We had the roller coaster ride of the mine carts. We had the Pirate Fortress being a pretty fun mini dungeon that used the time shift stones in a creative way. And just the whole concept of the Sansea itself is cool. But this is one of the most beloved dungeons in the entire Zelda series, at least as far as I've seen. This is like the highlight of a lot of people's Skyward Sword playthroughs, even people I know that don't really enjoy the game much. And where? It's supposed to be over here. Insert GIF from the road to El Dorado, you know the one. There it is! Okay, I guess my first guess was closer than I thought. Gonna do a Skyward Strike, and this puts me in an awkward place. There's only one drawing we can do right now that we haven't seen, and I don't really need it, but I guess I'll sacrifice this goddess ball for the greater good so you can know about this. If you draw a one-stroke Triforce, and if you don't know how to draw a one-stroke Triforce, you need to play more Phantom Hourglass. You draw that, and you get a pretty nice secret. 3 fairies. That is 18 hearts in total. I don't need them. All my bottles are being used up by things that I'm cool with having. Red Potion is a full heal, so I don't want to give that up for a fairy, and I already got one, so I hereby decree this ship as the natural preserve for mythical creatures. I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing bad could ever happen in this place, right? I mean, just look at it. This thing has withstood the test of time quite well. Next, we got some keys, and I want to show you what happens if you use the Gust Bellows on them. Unfinished animation or just really awkward animation, I'm not really sure though, but it looks like they kind of like go into their T-pose a little bit. Their wings do flap a little bit, but it just looks really strange. I've never understood why this is, but it looks kind of funny, so I'm kind of just toying with these things as if they are my lowly playthings at this point. Let's not do that. Let's put them out of their misery so that they're no longer dizzy. I couldn't find the whip there on the wheel there for a second. That was kind of embarrassing. And we'll just whip them. Whip them good. Can't do anything here, so I say below deck is where we belong. And we can definitely see that this was the ship of the captain and that he was a trustworthy good guy. We know this, of course, because he's using lamps to light his ship and not fire. Got a heart out of that barrel, so that's the first barrel that was worth a damn out of everything that we've seen here. Nope, nothing. Okay. Got one of you spumes. I think I'm just going to throw a bomb at you. Take that. How did that... What? Is there like... Oh, I hit the lamp. Okay, that was kind of funny. I was watching the throwing arc and expecting it to go really far, but it only actually went like 2 inches. That was pretty amazing. This pit of sand, you only just barely have enough stamina to get across it, so I'd recommend just doing that in bursts and you should be good. Got some light shining through here. There is something on the other side we can't do anything with, as you normally do in dungeons. I think you know to remember that for later, as it should be pretty darn helpful. I don't know, that's 2 barrels out of, I think, 14 that have been helpful to us. Not exactly a high batting average, but hey, it's okay. Let's take out you. And did you? Okay, I thought he dropped a jelly blob for a second. Getting paranoid about that because I've been passing up a lot of collectibles lately. If it seems like I'm missing a lot of audio cues, it's because I kind of have to have the sound turned down a little bit because I have a hard time talking if there's loud audio in my ear. And on top of that, I don't want it to pick up on the mic, so that's kind of why that happens, though. So if you've been face-palming at me missing stuff like that, I swear I am paying attention. It's not that I don't care, it's just that it's a little bit hard to hear the way that I have to do this. Now, these guys, since there's a large number of them, I think I can show that the whip is a very effective way of dealing with them. Pretty much any enemy before that died instantly to slingshot pellets or any sort of like little ranged attack, you can use that on them no problem at all. It's really nice, gets them off ceilings, gets them off walls, doesn't use any sort of slingshot ammo. Kind of yet another way that the whip has made the slingshot, unfortunately, a little bit obsolete. Plus, on top of that, you can mow down like 6 of them in one swing like I just did, so... I kind of just don't really see much of a point. You don't need to fight all these guys. I'm just kind of doing it to see what drops I can get out of them. If you're just in a hurry, you can roll right past them and they won't be able to latch onto you, so the roll is effective for that as well. These guys are really just weak to anything. You could blow on them and they would die. Heck, we've done it before with the gust bellows when they were near cliffs. You really can. I'll just hit you with my sword. No point being fancy there. Got yet another bird statue. I don't need to be checking in with all these. I really don't. Got another stool right there. They are being very, very generous with the health recovery right here. And it might not be readily apparent why until you see this. Master, please look. At least you took 2 words out of your catchphrase. See, you're making progress, Fi. You really are. You're trying. I see that. Hard to break old speaking patterns. I know that very well. This large door here is sealed shut. This door must lead to an important room in the ship. Again, we want to remember that for later. I'm so happy that this Beamos isn't there. And holy pirate treasure. Yet another thing to remember for later. We're just piling on all the things that we gotta remember, but we're not actually really making that much progress. Oh, hi guys. You know what? Got my whip. Let's do this. It's actually quite fun to whip them in rapid succession. Even if they are electrified, you won't get hurt if you use the whip, so it's a very effective item in this area especially. Next, you can go away. Oh, what was that? I saw like examine there for a moment. I swore I saw that. Huh, I know. Well, we can actually blow away this sand. And blow away these little buggers. I've heard that that's a swear word in some English-speaking territories, though, so I'm very sorry if I just got you in trouble with your mommy, but in my country, it's not a swear. I promise. Please don't get in trouble, because I swear I didn't know. I'm just a filthy American. When I was a kid, I actually thought English accents were like how rich people talked. I didn't know that it was another country, because in cartoons, whenever there was like a villain that had lots of money, they always used an English accent, so I thought that was the way that English was meant to be spoken, but only rich people could afford schooling that would like teach them that. I'm really stupid. I've always been like a really silly child. I've been told that a lot of the things I thought when I was a kid were really cute. Got down. I think you want to go... Oh, gosh. Okay, so we got red on here. Red indicates the top. As you can see on those symbols over there, the red on the top. So we got down. I think it goes down, up, down, right is how it goes. So this temple, much like the ancient cistern, does have an order to it. Down, up, down, right. See what I mean? No one ever picks left. Left when completely unused. You got a small key! The key will open a locked door. You can only use it in this area. Now, we haven't exactly had too many instances in which it would be helpful to use this ability. But remember, bird statues in dungeons, they might not look like anything remotely resembling a bird statue, but they make up for it, darn it. They make up for it a lot. For if you remember, you can use them to instantly exit the dungeon. And we saw that locked door, where else? Well, not outside the dungeon, but near the outside of the dungeon. Oh, wait. Oh, come on! You returned me to the boat? I thought you would just put me above deck. Okay, well, I guess this is just as good a time as any to show that if you're wondering what this third ring island was, yeah, that's what it's for. This is where the Sandship docks after you get it back. In we are. If you need to heal up once again for some ungodly reason, that is our 3rd time running into one of those stools. Things have been pretty slow up to this point. We've just been walking around, not really doing a whole lot, getting a feel for how this place is laid out. But this is where things get good. Meet Skirvo! This mutinous robot stole the ship from Skipper long ago. He still commands the ship today. When fighting in an aerospace like this, it is more effective to use thrust attacks with your sword than try to swing your sword wildly. What you can do is wait for him to attack you. Oh, he was able to get through my shield right there, or at least I didn't put it up in time. Let's do that. Oh, just trying to bait him with some attacks. Keep knocking him back, and eventually, bash him with the shield. Keep hitting him. Let's do a jump attack for one more, and we've knocked him back quite a bit. He's gonna counter us. Oh, gotta be quick on those counters right there, or else he's gonna be able to hit you really easily. Come on, Skirvo. There we go. Hit him again. At least I actually got off one of those shield bashes. Just bashing you over the head with my sword at this point. Hit you again. Almost all the way back, and... oh, got him. It's really just a war of attrition. If he knocks you back, you will take damage from those spikes. You gotta keep on keeping on the pressure. Even if you are gonna take a little bit of damage, remember that you do have a reason to get lots and lots of fairies at this point, so if he's gonna be hitting you a lot, don't worry about it. It takes a little bit of practice, get the timing right, and really just, you can even let him parry you and make his timing pretty predictable right there. I'm just kind of attacking wildly at this point. And I'm doing fine. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nope, not quite. Okay, at least my shield replenishes its health. Ooh, combo attack right there. Your shield will not protect you against that unless you get the timing just right. And... we take off his arm. Now after this, he's gonna be Hooky the Pirates. He's got a shield bash his hook just like you would any other part of him. And you should be able to knock him back quite easily. We made him walk the plank. Master, that synthetic lifeform, there is a 99% chance that it was the pirate described by the captain. The remaining 1% is that it was Zelda. I can't help but admire the tenacity it has displayed in staying alive and functional all these years. Speaking of making the slingshot obsolete, we got the bow. Now you can hit targets at a very long range. Arrows also do a lot more damage than Deku Seeds. And where else did we get the bow than on the bow? I hope that was intentional, I really do. I'm sure it's called like the watashiwa in Japanese. That's not even close. I don't know, I just said a random Japanese word and I'm gonna stop. You know what I mean. I'm sure it's not a pun in Japanese, but I'm happy it turned out to be one in English. Your bow's elasticity can propel arrows through the air with great force, allowing you to strike your targets from afar. To confirm the controls associated with your bow, raise your bow by pressing B, then press 2. You can also shoot arrows to strike certain devices in order to activate them. I have confirmed that such a device exists on the deck. However, it will be difficult to target it from here, so I recommend you return to the deck. Yeah, this place is basically specially designed so that you can't possibly hit it. There's a gigantic pole in the way, and as much as you would think that you could just sidestep it right here, there is a big ol' honkin' balcony right in your way, and you can't do that. This is the very place where we saw the Titanic reference back at Skipper's Retreat, so this is definitely his ship. It's kind of nice that you have a little detail like that, where you got a bit of a preview of what this place was going to be like. Decided to take the stool, because I definitely needed it after that. And now, when you draw out your bow, as said before, this will actually damage foes, unlike the Deku Siege, which just merely stun them in a lot of situations. You can hold down the A button to draw your bow completely, enabling you to shoot over greater distances. But something that I love about this thing is that Fi is popping out to talk to us. Master, I have important information there for you. There is a 90% chance the object you see over there is a time shift stone. If you could deliver an impact to it by some means, it could have a significant impact on the ship. Some means, eh? I wonder what that would be. Anyway, something that I love about the bow is that if you hold C and then pull back the nunchuck, you can quick draw your bow just instantly. Very helpful tip in combat, something that a lot of people that I've known haven't done, and it made using the bow a little bit awkward, but no. If you remember that, your bow is an asset to you in combat. Yet another item that is great to use all the time and has its uses against many enemies. But with that, we are now trapped in the past. We must find a way to free that time shift stone if we ever hope to return to our present time. But we explored below deck of the Sandship. We fought a boss. We got the bow. I think we're doing great. Next time on The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, we are going to explore what the Sandship was like in its heyday. See you guys then.